James Twin for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so last but certainly not least of these videos that I'm making about all these fights on the Saudi Supercard, February 22nd. Once again, I'm not a hater. I have my points about what I think about Saudi long-term boxing, but it's never beneath me to give a man credit when he does something praiseworthy. So shout out once again to Turkey and the fine folks at Riyadh Season for making a good card, a really good card for the fans of boxing. Let's talk about another heavyweight fight on the card. It's going to be, you got Big Bang Zhang, Chinese power and all that good stuff. Big Bang Zhang, he's taking on Agit Kabayel. And this is probably going to be one of the more understated fights on the card because there's so many big names and bigger fights on the card. But this is a very important fight for the heavyweight division because you got two guys that have really made an impression with boxing fans. You know, Zhang with the Wilder knockout, with his knockout to Joe Joyce, giving Hrgovic one of the hardest fights of his career before he lost to Dubois. You know, Zhang is a quality heavyweight. You know, the only knock on Zhang has always been that his stamina is not that great. We know after 4, 5, 6 rounds, he's normally huffing and puffing and getting really tired and fatigued. So that's been his MO in his career. But that man can really punch. He's an intelligent counter puncher. You know, former Olympic silver medalist. There's a lot of things to like about Big Bang Zhang and what he brings to the table when he steps into the ring. On the other side, you got Agit Kabayel. Agit Kabayel, prior to this year, really wasn't on anybody's radar. I think him, along with Martin Bakole, and I've said this many times and I'll say it again, him with Martin Bakole have been like two of the biggest beneficiaries of the Saudis coming into boxing because they were high risk, low reward, middling, heavyweight contenders that couldn't get fights against notable fighters. And because of the money that's been pumped into the sport from the Saudis, they've been afforded to have a proper career. So good for him. He's had 2 great wins against Arslanbek Makhmudov and Frank Sanchez and beat the brakes off both of them. Very, very impressive showings. So when you look at both fighters, Zhang's best attributes is obviously his punching power, but also, and even this should probably be stated more about Zhang, his counter punching, his timing is very, very good. So when you combine his timing with his heavy hands, it makes it for a dangerous fighter. But his stamina is not great. Now, Kabayel's not packing the heat or the power or the thump, the bricks that Zhang has, but what for Kabayel doesn't have in power, he makes up for, I think, with a world-class gas tank. He's one of these fighters, I think, he could fight in the 15-round era. Like, he's very well-conditioned. He does not get tired. The Agit Kabayel does not get tired. He's going to make you fight hard for every second, every round. He's going to be in your chest. He's going to smother you. He's going to throw body shots. He's going to do all the important things, the subtle things that win fights. And that's why he's still undefeated. That's why, even though he don't get the fanfare a lot of other fighters get, that's why all these years later he's still towards the top of the division in terms of the rankings, and he's knocking on the door of a title shot. So the winner of this fight, I heard from what I was reading, they're going to try to line the winner of this fight up for an Anthony Joshua fight, which would be crazy because, you know, that's obviously great money. So whoever wins this fight's in line for a big payday and potentially a career-changing win, because Anthony Joshua, he's not like completely shot, but he's definitely on the back nine. Like, he ain't what he used to be, and he's definitely on the way out for sure. So either one of these guys would have a great chance of beating him, especially like Kabayel. Like, Kabayel for sure would have a great chance of beating Joshua just because of the stamina alone. So this fight, Kabayel's got to smother Zhang. He's got to smother Zhang, and he's got to be very defensively responsible. Because you saw, like, even in the Joseph Parker fight, Zhang was getting outworked, he was getting outboxed, and the little moments he had in the Parker fight it resulted in knockdowns, and that was Parker. Parker got one of the most granite chins in the division, one of the most experienced heavyweights in the world, was one of the most match-fit heavyweights in the world at the time because he was fighting a lot, and the thing with Zhang is, like, it's the Deontay Wilder principle. You got to be perfect for 12 rounds. He's got to be perfect for 2 seconds. Applies to him too. You know, so I think for Kabayel, you have to be defensively responsible in this fight. You can't overcommit on a shot. Don't sacrifice. And for Kabayel, do not sacrifice your balance to try to overcommit on a shot, because that's how you get countered and get beat the fuck up. That's really a principle. That's a commandment he should not break in this fight. Don't sacrifice your balance to overcommit on a shot, because that's what Zhang wants. Zhang wants you to overcommit so he can land a big counter punch to put you in the emergency room, you know. And for Zhang, the same challenges he's gonna have in this fight exist in every fight. It's just managing his stamina. So I hope whatever he did for the Hrgovic fight, he needs to do that again. He needs to come in that kind of shape again. Swim, do a lot of swimming, because Kabayel's gonna be in your chest. He's gonna throw body shots. And problem is, Zhang, I'm trying to keep this fight mid-range as much as possible. Don't let Kabayel smother you. Don't let him get in your chest, because that's what he wants. He wants to smother you. He wants to get in your chest. He wants to really make this a dog fight and make you expend a lot of energy so that you don't have the power late in the fight to knock him out. And he can take you the distance and maybe wear you out and drown you. So that's my thoughts on the fight. My prediction for the fight, I'm gonna go with Zhang. I'm gonna go with Zhang this time. Normally I normally pick against Zhang. I picked Parker against Zhang. I picked Hrgovic against Zhang. But I'm picking him against Kabayel. You know, and it could backfire, because again, Zhang's stamina is terrible, and I hate his stamina because I know how bad it is. But I think he is gonna catch Agit Kabayel with something big in the first 5 to 6 rounds. And yeah, so that's my prediction. That's my breakdown on the fight. You guys can give me yours down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here.
Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.